The next award this evening goes to Greg Owens, the co-founder and CEO of Liberty Tabletop, a division of Sherrill Manufacturing. Please direct your attention to the video screens to learn a little more about Greg.
In 2003, Oneida Limited, the 2,500-employee silverware manufacturer, announced they were shutting down and moving all their U.S.-based manufacturing to Asia, devastating the reliant community of Sherrill, New York. Greg Owens and his former colleague Matthew Roberts, both employees of Oneida Limited, felt something needed to be done for the suffering community and sprang into action.
Greg and I founded Sherrill Manufacturing in 2005. We've been friends since the 90s when we lived in Mexico. Both lived in Mexico, we're expats. I ran Oneida's factory down there, and we were neighbors. So we've known each other for a long time, and we got together in 2005 and bought a factory.
Our company is Sherrill Manufacturing. Our brand is Liberty Tabletop, and believe it or not, we are the only manufacturers of stainless steel flatware left in the United States.
For the next 3 years, under a lean workforce reduced to 160 employees, the company continued to produce silverware for Oneida Limited under an exclusive contract, keeping the doors open and revenue consistent.
Most of our sales are to individuals. We have a B2C or business direct-to-customer model driven by our website, but we also have a contract with the government to supply the military.
The brand has grown from nothing. We only started it a couple of years ago, and it's been so successful. We've gone to Washington. We're all over the internet. People are starting to recognize us, and we're starting to be a force in the flatware industry.
The lean times of innovation, creative thinking, and expanding their sales markets proved successful. And under Greg's leadership and leading the sales team, in 2014, Owens achieved his primary objective. All government and contract manufacturing moved from their Mexico facility right back to Sherrill, New York, hiring 42 manufacturing employees, many of those gaining their jobs they lost years before.
Now, I'm on the factory floor every day. We work together. And I think the fact that everyone knows that the owners of the company are in it with the employees. I remember some of the questions, I would get from some of the people during the down times, what's my chance of having a job 6 months from now? And I told them that it's the same chance that I have because we're all in this together.
After this significant achievement, sales continued to grow, and in 2015, Sherrill Manufacturing had more than quadrupled their workforce. For a company that rose from the ashes more than once, today Sherrill Manufacturing now reaches annual revenues of $2 million and over 500,000 utensils a year supplied to the federal government.
Oneida, the company before Sherrill and now Sherrill itself, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of second generation, third generation. It's a company that really is family oriented, and it's really special.
It's a tremendous honor to be included among other companies as iconic as the ones that are represented on this wall. And sometimes you just kind of wonder how it is that you got here, but thinking back at some of the adversity that we went through, not only to get our company up and running, but to get through the Great Depression, recession, whatever you want to call it, we're just tremendously proud and honored to be represented.
Mr. Greg Owens, will you please join us at the podium to accept the 2018 Manufacturers Wall of Fame Award.
Good evening. I promised everyone I'd keep it brief, but I'm a little old school, so I need notes. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to MACNY for bestowing this honor upon me and upon our company. Let's give MACNY a big round of applause. What a wonderful organization, and Matt and I are both proud to be a part of it. Although it is actually my picture on the plaque, what I would really like to talk about are the faces behind my face on that plaque. And first of all, my partner over there, Matt Roberts, if you could stand up. As Matt said in the video, we've been partners in crime for a very long time. We started out on the basketball court and ended up being the two crazy guys who bought a flatware factory back in 2005. Neither one of us would have been able to pull this off without our wives and our family. So Kate, Alice, you've stood behind us since the very beginning. Let us take this chance, and we couldn't have done it without you both. I sat down the other day and thinking about all the various people who have been with us since the beginning through thick and thin. In the office, Gina and Jose, and down on the floor, a half a dozen different people. This, of course, would not be possible without the hardworking employees of Sherrill Manufacturing. There's a couple organizations here, mainly MACNY members, that helped to get us started. First, by formulating the deal that got it done with Oneida Limited, about a 6-inch thick document that I still have sitting on my bookcase. Mackenzie Hughes, thank you to Rich Engel, Ed Moses, and Neil Smith. Helping us formulate the ideas for the business, get it going, and keeping it going even through the tough times and through our transition, the folks at Fuss Charles Chambers, Hank, Kevin, and Adam, thank you very much. Some people that really went on the ledge for us and loaned us some money to get us started. Alliance Bank, that would be Jim Getman, Steve Potter, and all the folks at the Sherrill branch. Thank you very much for your support. And one individual who helped us through the most difficult of times, not able to be here tonight, thank you very much to Tom Sopchak, who was a friend and a mentor through the entire process. Now it's on to Sherrill 2.0, as we like to call it, sort of out of the OEM model into the B2C model. And that would not have been possible without the support from this newly formed entity called Drummond LLC and the Hanlon family. Thank you to Kevin, Bob, Margaret, Tom, and Rich Ingraham for making this day possible. Right behind them, keeping us in line, making sure that we've got our numbers straight, Bowers & Company, Carl Austin, and Mark Gaston, thank you very much for your support. And Salve Bank has stepped up to the plate and provided us the working line of credit that we need to restart and keep our business flourishing. As Kurt mentioned earlier, without the support of Empire State Development Corporation, Mohawk Valley Edge, and other organizations in the state of New York that have supported us through our startup and our reinvention, none of this would have been possible. So thank you very much to all of our elected officials and these other organizations that gave us grants, loaned us money, and kept the thing going. Three quick things. First of all, there's a saying that nothing that's worth it is easy. Well, after 13 years of Matt and I being involved in this business, I can tell you that I fully support that statement. It hasn't been easy, but it's been well worth it. Another thing that keeps us going is the phrase, never give up. Some people call it stubbornness, some people call it insanity, some people would label us sort of rebels for doing something where everybody else gave up. But our motto is always never give up. And the other one sort of makes me reflect on the comments from earlier this evening. The day ain't over yet. We did make it through some very difficult times, and we've stabilized our business, and we're growing. But if we don't recognize that the world that we live in is changing every single day, we'll lose it before we know it. We have to continually be looking for the next thing and reinventing ourselves, and I couldn't believe any more strongly in that message. Having said that, the other half of the day ain't over yet is I don't think we've seen our best days yet. Look out, flatware industry, here we come. Thank you very much.